2018 Senior Class President, Alexa Green. Please remain standing as the Joel E. Ferris Symphonic Choir and Orchestra, under the direction of Barbara Tappa and Chris Elric, present the Star-Spangled Banner. Good afternoon and welcome. I'm really excited and honestly really nervous to be able to talk to you today. We are graduating, and I know right now you're all thinking, well, duh, but let's just take a minute and think about how truly amazing this is. Every moment, from the moment we walked into the doors of Ferris High School our freshman year, has led up to this. These past 4 years have been challenging, to say the least. We have dealt with piles and piles of assignments and tests. We have been through the classic high school dramas. We have experienced loss and heartbreak. We have struggled through societal pressures. We have persevered through incredibly difficult circumstances. You guys can sit, sorry. Okay, my bad. We have persevered through incredibly difficult circumstances, and we even made it through senioritis. Getting here was not an easy feat. It took hard work and persistence in the toughest of times. We have all lived our separate lives and had our own individual struggles. The shackles that have bound you are so different from the ones that have bound me, and so different from every single person sitting around you. But what binds each of us to the person in front, behind, to the left and right of us, is that we dealt with these hardships in Ferris High School and got through it together within the four walls of Ferris. It was so hard, but we made it. So let's take a moment now and give ourselves a round of applause, because we deserve it. But before we continue celebrating our achievements, I think it is really important to take a moment to appreciate those who got us to this point. It really takes an entire village to raise a child, and it took a whole village to get each and every single one of us into these graduation seats. Our parents and guardians, or anyone who was there for us during these years, the people who inspired us to become who we are today, the people who refused to give up on us, the people who pushed us forward when we felt like giving up and dropping out. We all have people whose belief in us helped us extinguish our doubts and move forward to get here, despite whatever hardship we might have been facing. For me, these people were my parents. I will forever be grateful for the way they pushed me to work hard and do my best in everything that I do, and for the endless amount of support and love they have shown me. Thank you so much, Mom and Dad. I really wouldn't be here without you. I would also like to thank my sisters, because they are just the sweetest souls and have supported me through everything. And they always make me treats and little things just to brighten my day. So I love them, and I'm so grateful for them. I would like to challenge you all today to take the time to thank whoever these people may be for you. Family, friends, advisors, leaders, or anyone that has made a significant impact on your life, because your success is a success for them as well. And now we need to take time to thank our amazing teachers that we have had over the past 4 years here at Ferris. The time they took to prepare lessons for us, meet with us outside of school to help us, come early so we could take a test, the list goes on and on. For all of the hours upon hours that they poured out of their lives and into ours. Our teachers go above and beyond, not only to teach us material, but also to teach us life lessons and inspire us to believe in ourselves and our potential. They have shaped us into the people we are today through the ways they have taught and cared about us. So the biggest thank you goes to our amazing teachers. Let's give it up for them. Now here we are. The last 4 years of our lives are coming to an end, and we're moving on to the real world. We are not the same people we were when we first came to this school. We have grown and matured, changed our perspectives, developed our passions, and there's still so much left to discover about ourselves and the world. So where will we go from here? What will we do? I know this is cheesy, but I'm gonna say it anyways. The possibilities are endless. Each one of us is unique and special in our own way. We don't need to cure cancer or invent a multi-million-dollar gadget to be successful, although I have no doubt that one of us may very well do that. But our success comes from how hard we work at what we are passionate about and from the impact that we leave on the lives of others. So let's take advantage of the opportunities that are ahead of us. Don't wait. We have the power to make our lives what we want them to be right here, right now. Each one of us has something unique and special to offer the world, and we are all capable of achieving this potential. Do you know how I know? Because you are here. You have already accomplished so much and have made it so far. Whether you are moving on to college, the military, taking a gap year, going straight into a career, whatever it is, there are big things waiting ahead for you. Believe in yourself, be grateful for what you have, and work hard. You are all amazing, and I am so proud of each and every one of you. Congratulations, let's graduate. The Ferris Choir will now sing We Rise Again, arranged by Stephen Smith.
When the waves roll on over the waters and the ocean cries, we look to our sons and daughters to explain our lives as if a child would tell us sure as the sunrise, sure as the sea, sure as the wind in the trees, we rise again in the faces of our children. We rise again in the voices of our song. We rise again in the waves out on the ocean. And then we rise again. When the light goes dark with the forces of creation across a stormy sky, we look to reincarnation to explain our lives. As if a child would tell us why, sure as the sunrise, sure as the sea, sure as the wind in the trees, we rise again in the faces of our children. We rise again in the voices of our song. We rise again in the waves out on the ocean. And then we rise again. We rise again. We rise again of our children. We rise again. We rise the voices of our song. We rise again. We rise again out on the ocean. And then we rise again. We rise again. We rise again in our children. We rise again. We rise the voices of our song. We rise again. We rise again out on the ocean. And then we rise again. And then we rise again.
Okay. The next student speaker is a girl that is so sweet, energetic, and friendly. She is the kind of girl that will start talking to you in the hallway even if she doesn't know you. We will now hear from Chloe Campbell.
Hi everyone, I'm Chloe Campbell. As children, we were taught to believe that high school is supposed to be the best part of our lives. Just like High School Musical, you'll get everything you want. You'll be the champion of the mathletes, win the basketball game, the lead in the school play, and, of course, find your Troy Bolton. I'm sure we all wanted to win homecoming king or queen, or become the class president or the valedictorian. And I couldn't wait to get to high school and have the Regina George experience. Popular, beautiful, and wearing pink on Wednesdays. It wasn't quite like that, though. I mean, it never could be. But I hope you all enjoyed the journey. I know I did, and I have all of you to thank for that. High school was frequently stressful, and the pressure to succeed led to obsessing over the negative. But I wouldn't have traded the experience for anything in the world, because we experienced it all together. The late-night essay writing, the history reports, the lab write-ups, the math projects, and of course, the concerts, theater productions, and showing off our Saxon pride in the stands. But nothing can ever be perfect, right? I'm sure we all had our hurdles over the past 4 years. The summer before my senior year, I was diagnosed with something called Chiari malformation. I've explained it many times now, and my favorite way is to say that my brain is just too big. Anyways, although it didn't mean I was dying, it did mean that I had to have a tiny, minor, little brain surgery, which was exactly as much fun as it sounds. It meant a lot of things for me. I was going to have to explain this to a lot of people, which I despised. I would have to miss at least 1 month of school, and most scary to me, I was going to have to get an undercut. After all, My hair has always been my most defining feature, and it is not something to be taken lightly. But seriously, it was a lot to take in. Senior year was a lot to deal with no matter what. I mean, our teachers always seemed to be teaming up on us to put their due dates on the same day, but workload was higher, and then there was applying to colleges and adding fun somewhere in this mix, and this all just seemed too impossible. I had no idea how I was going to get everything done when 1 month of my senior year would be spent recovering in bed. One day, during history, I had a headache, which was normal for me, because I always had headaches, so I didn't really think anything of it. But I must have acted differently, because a friend of mine noticed and asked me how I was doing, making me feel just a little bit better. This meant a lot to me because it was the first time I felt like anyone cared to ask about how I was doing. And then another girl asked me about my college essays, and I told her that I planned to write about my surgery. And she told me to come to her if I wanted to talk about it. It's easy to ostracize yourself when you're upset, but you guys never let me do that. Thank you for that. Sharing definitely made me feel just a little bit better. I could never have done any of this alone. Often the times we need help are the times that we don't want to ask for it. Life hits you with the worst right when you don't expect it. That's okay though. Often it seems easy to dwell on the low parts of life, while completely forgetting about the highs. In those moments, when you feel down in the dumps, like nothing will ever go right again, you need to turn to those who are there for you. It would have been very easy for me to feel that way, but with all of you, I was able to remember every happy moment I've had at Ferris. I've loved it all. From playing in the band in Orlando, competing at state for the debate team, and being in part of the Sea of Red at Rubber Chicken 4 times, and once on my birthday, pulling through with the win. So sometimes it seems all too easy to just give up, throw in the towel, and accept the worst. But sometimes, all you need is a shoulder to lean on to fix it. So I encourage all of you to remember your hurdles and all of that you've done to get here. Next year, we're all going to be in different places. I'll be in college, and I know it's not going to be easy. There's more challenges to come for every one of us. But whatever it is you choose to do, I encourage all of you to face it head on, and maybe, every once in a while, leaning on others for help. These past 4 years might not have been High School Musical, but at Ferris, I certainly felt like we were all in this together. Congratulations, Ferris Class of 2018.
Hi, everyone. Every day is a great day to be a Saxon, but today just feels even more special than most days. I am Ken Schutz, and it's my honor and privilege to serve as your principal. My first order of business is to introduce the honored guests on stage. First, we have 2 of the Spokane School Board of Directors, Susan Chapin and Jarrell Hayes. Please welcome them. Next, and we'll hear from her shortly, we have our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Shelley Redinger. Dr. Redinger is truly a servant leader and has been a great supporter of our work at Ferris High School. And of course, class of 2018, you made a wonderful choice in selecting your teacher speaker. I don't have to tell any student that had the opportunity to walk into his classroom that Mr. Rye teaches you so much more than math. Yes. So at this time, I'd like to have Dr. Redinger come up and share a few words. Thank you.
Well, welcome families, friends, staff, and students. Let's hear it for the class of 2018. Yay. It is indeed an honor and privilege to serve as your superintendent. Students, my hope and our goal is that we have prepared you well for what lies ahead. Whether technical school, military, 2- or 4-year colleges or universities, or right to the workforce. Know that we're cheering for each and every one of you and look forward to the contributions you will make as you start your new journeys and new adventures. Dream big, work hard, and stay focused. And always remember the strength of being a Saxon. Congratulations, class of 2018.
Now I'd like to introduce to you our next selected student speaker. This young lady is intelligent, driven, and committed to doing things the right way. Marisa Ribeiro.
Hello, everyone. For those of you who don't know, my name is Marissa Ribeiro. I want to start off by saying thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak in front of you all. I also want to extend a thank you to everyone who helped me get here today. My parents, my incredibly supportive friends and loved ones, and the tremendous teachers who have each made their own special impact on my life. I'd also like to thank Ferris and all the staff on behalf of our senior class. Thank you for encouraging us to push through the hard times so that we could all be here today together. My fellow students, in this moment of congratulations for all of you before our friends, families, and loved ones, I would like to offer you all some advice that I hope you carry with you into the next phase of your life. I know that I'm only a graduating high school senior, and I'm not a wise old man with a long gray beard, but I do want to relay some things that I have learned in my short 18 years on this earth. While these may seem cheesy or just common sense, they are things that are often overlooked when life inevitably gets tough. First, practice self-care. This manifests differently for everyone, but the importance of it is consistent. It is easy in our ever-changing and overly busy lives to forget to take care of ourselves. Remember to tune into yourself and give yourself time to recover from the hustle and bustle of life. Emotional fatigue is real. You can't enrich others' lives if you aren't enriched yourself. So take the time to do things that you love. Whether it be reading, cuddling with your pets, or spending time outdoors, don't forget to add yourself to your online calendar. It is common in our society to pride ourselves with being busy. Pressure is felt to always have something going on. But we are not simply worker bees slaving for a queen. We are worker bees slaving for ourselves. So slow down. Free up some of that time for yourself every day, whether it be 10 minutes or an hour. Consciously set aside time for you. Time used for ensuring our well-being is never time wasted. Instead of priding ourselves on being busy and worn out, let's pride ourselves on being productive and well taken care of. Second, don't be afraid to do things alone. Often, there is societal pressure to constantly be with other people. Being seen in public doing things alone often leads people to assume that they are lonely. Disregard this. Go shopping by yourself, go alone to the movies, the museum, or a local greenhouse. Get to know and love yourself. Become comfortable with being alone and say heck to what other people have to say about it. Third, don't be afraid to say no. For those of you who know me, you know that this is definitely a thing that I need to work on. I, like many of you, am a people pleaser. I want everyone around me to be happy. But unfortunately, it isn't possible to make everyone happy all the time. The person that is your priority to keep happy is yourself. So put yourself first. It's okay to tell your friends that you can't hang out because you need to do homework. It's okay to tell your parents now isn't the right time to come home from college because you're too overwhelmed and stressed. It's okay to say no when others ask things of you. Know yourself well enough to know if you can handle the task, and say no when you can't. In the long run, the only person you have full responsibility towards is yourself. Fourth, and quite possibly the most important, step out of your comfort zone. I know that it's easier to stay where things are familiar, but this fosters stagnancy. Instead, foster fluidity, be flexible, embrace change, and grow. Growth only comes from a place of discomfort. Ralph Waldo Emerson once said that, what we fear of doing most is usually what we most need to do. We're all human, and fear is inevitable. But instead of faulting to things less troublesome, look fear in the face and do it anyway. Try new things and expose yourself to new experiences. You never know what or who you could find. I think there's a little, I want to change the world in all of us. No matter how big or small, it is there. The world is far from perfect, and I think that's apparent. But we are often fed the idea that in order to change the world, we have to do something big or extravagant. And while large movements, revolutions, and innovations are vital to the progression of our world, smaller efforts are too often overlooked. It is commonly heard that one person can change the world. And while this may sound cliche, there is so much truth that it holds. Just as with self-care, inspiring change manifests differently in all of our lives. Collectively, we aspire to be so much: to be doctors, to be parents, to be artists, to be trade workers, the list goes on. Within each of our goals, we have the potential to create change within our environments, whether that be at work, at home, or at a local coffee shop. Standing up for our beliefs and living kind and honest lives creates a chain reaction of more of the same. You never know how small gestures like holding the door open for someone or smiling at strangers can affect someone else's life. Remember that whether you stand in front of the White House protesting a new bill or simply prepay for the coffee of the person behind you, you can always inspire positive change within our society. You don't have to cure cancer to feel fulfilled in this. Inspiring change can exist within everyday actions and kindness. Be the best version of yourself and chase your dreams. The rest will follow. And so I urge you, class of 2018, as said by St. Ignatius of Loyola, go forth and set the world on fire. Thank you.
I don't have to tell anyone in this room if they've stepped into Mr. Rye's class, they know what a great teacher he is. Therefore, it gives me great joy to introduce your teacher speaker, my colleague and friend, Tom Rye.
Thank you, Principal Schutz. Welcome parents, staff, honored guests, and the class of 2018. I would also like to take a little moment to recognize our National Teacher of the Year, Mandy Manning. Thank you. Unfortunately, she can't be here today as she is traveling to Washington, D.C. on Teacher of the Year business. Both she, clearly our student speakers, and the entire class of 2018 are pretty significant testaments to the Ferris High School tradition of excellence. I have 3 simple ideas I'd like to share with you today. Seek truth, be kind, and take action. The world is changing at an amazing pace. Here's some of the things that did not exist when the class of 2018 was born. The camera phone, Pandora, Skype, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, Twitter, iPhone, self-driving cars, Instagram, Pinterest, the iPad, Snapchat, Vine, Bitmoji, hoverboards, and reusable rockets. The world is changing. As this technology continues to barrel forward, think about the skills and understandings that transcend a subject, a career, or technology. I'm certainly okay if you forget who was the president when the stock market crashed, or the antagonist in Invisible Man, or even how to interpret R². What you must not forget is how to research, critically analyze information, problem solve, and how to truly communicate, including face-to-face, as well as all the texting, snapping, tweeting, and whatever is next. Furthermore, you have to be able to do these with one another. Do your homework on important issues. Question sources. Find and make sense of reliable data. Seek perspective. Fake news is only fake if you recognize it as such. Otherwise, we as humans have a tendency to believe it, embrace it, share it, even act upon it. Only through seeking truth, by discerning and using reliable data and considering a multitude of perspectives with empathy, can our world grow together. Some people would have you believe that students today are more disrespectful, mean, violent, and lazy than ever before. Sometimes we're rather harsh in the way we describe our youth. I will tell you that what I see are kids who are more inclusive of others than ever before, more comfortable and safe being themselves than ever before, and kids who are more accomplished than ever before. You, the class of 2018, are primed for success. I would like you to consider how you measure success. We are all social beings. We all desperately want to be recognized, appreciated, approved of, and loved. We want to be told that we are smart, we look nice, we're talented. It is outwardly seen by the clothes we choose to wear, the jokes we say to get others to laugh, and even posting a test on a refrigerator door. We know what it feels like when someone gives us a genuine compliment. Knowing that we all have this need, what if we considered the capacity to support one another as our measure of success? It is the people around you that matter. Regardless of the path you choose in your life, people will be your coworkers in your career, people will be your family. Think about what you can do to build up the people around you. I promise you this. If you value people and relationships more than the stereotypical societal measures of success, you will be immensely successful and happy in your life. Let people know you care about them and their lives. Don't settle for tolerance. Justin Trudeau, the Prime Minister of Canada, recently gave a graduation speech, so I'm going to unabashedly steal from him. He said, saying "I tolerate" actually means something like, okay, I grudgingly admit that you have a right to exist, but just don't get up in my face about it, and certainly don't date my sister. We need to aim for better than tolerance. Let us try instead for acceptance, friendship, and love. Love and kindness at work, and you will be honored with praise, reciprocity, and perhaps even raises and promotions. Love and kindness at home, and your home will be filled with happiness. Love and kindness in every part of your life, and it will spread, and you will have made our world a better place. These students before us, the graduating class of 2018, are kinder students. They are more inclusive students. They are more educated students. In fact, nearly 20% of them have already completed a college-level statistics class. They are more confident leaders, and I truly hope they are most willing to take action. Inaction gives permission. It condones what you choose not to act about. Martin Luther King said, "We will remember not the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends." This applies to your actions in your lives. Choosing not to act when you see injustice can actually be just as damaging as the injustice itself. Mistakes are okay. We are all learners. We all make them. You will continue to make mistakes. Others will continue to make mistakes. It's all okay. It's a positive thing when we learn from them. The only mistake I would not want you to make is by not taking action for fear of making a mistake. So take action on what is right. Take action on your goals and dreams. Take action on seeking the truth, always. Take action when it comes to showing kindness, always. And I would like to leave you with a little quote by a musician I happen to admire, Dave Matthews, who sings, "We got to do much more than believe if we want to see the world change." So seek truth, be kind, and take action. Thank you for listening, and to the class of 2018, thank you for being who each and every one of you are, and thank you for being our future. And please welcome back Principal Schutz.
Graduates, before I present you as a class of 2018, we need to take care of some thank yous. And surprisingly, I'd like to share a little advice as well. I know you're probably sick of listening to me. First of all, thank yous to your parents, siblings, grandparents, extended family members, and mentors. Next, your teachers and staff from the very beginning, preschool or kindergarten through 8th grade in those formative years, and then your high school teachers and staff. Our hope at Ferris is that we taught you much more than facts and solutions, but asked you to stretch yourself, to think for yourself, to question, to hypothesize, and constantly move forward. And finally, look around, this incredible Ferris School community, through PTG, Hammond Regal, and the various groups that support our academic, activity, and athletic programs, you have benefited from almost $1 million of monetary support. Many of your trips Uniforms, equipment, and academic support you receive were the result of the support of these Saxons. So the support you receive at Ferris is truly unbelievable. I think all of those mentors and supporters deserve your applause. Now on to my advice. The first 2 points are a little sexist, a little self-serving, but I have given this advice for I don't know how many graduations in a row. All I know is this is my 24th graduation as a principal. So here goes. Girls, demand that you are always treated kindly. Again, girls, demand that you are always treated kindly. Guys, a little different. Call your mothers once a week. It's hard to do, guys. I was one of you, believe it or not, at one time. We had to use the dial phone. Call your mothers once a week. The care packages will be larger and arrive on a more consistent basis if you follow this simple advice. Okay, that task is accomplished, so the streak can continue. Now my final advice. Now, usually at graduation, speakers tend to focus on topics such as dream and chase your goals, go challenge yourself, live life to the fullest, and I am here most often at graduations, go change the world. If you have all listened to today's comments, I believe there has been a theme that is somewhat consistent, and that would be kindness. Let me give you some context as to why that theme may have been highlighted in today's messages. And this is supposed to be a very joyful and celebratory day, so bear with me. On September 13th, approximately 2 weeks into our school year, your senior year, all of us were rocked to the core by the school shooting that occurred to our neighbors just to the south. Family members, relatives, friends, and colleagues, and you, class of 2018, really all of us have been affected. And sadly, since then, there have been more of these tragic incidents in schools and cities across our nation. In quick response, I can recall many of you, class of 2018, sitting in my office asking, what can we or I do? And as always, Saxons, you stepped up. You quickly organized and held several different fundraising events to help the students in the community of Freeman. But most importantly, you used your voice loud and strong to send a message to adult leaders and decision makers. Please continue to use your voice. Now, placing political agendas aside, whether we discuss gun safety, mental health issues, other new proposed safety laws, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, I don't think anyone in this arena doesn't believe something needs to change. So, to answer the question all of you, the class of 2018, asked in my office this year about what can I or we do, well, you can start by being kind. You see, kindness doesn't cost us anything. It can be given at any time and every day, and it can be very simple. Here are some examples of quotes I found on kindness I'd like you to ponder quickly. A little thought and a little kindness are more often worth much more than a whole lot of money. No act of kindness, no matter how small, is ever wasted. And finally, kindness is the language which the deaf can hear and the blind can see. So I guess, class of 2018, my message to you really is about changing the world. And I'm confident that many of you are well on your way to doing just that. And your story, your autobiography, might just be a little more fulfilling if you practice a simple daily act of kindness. And finally, to wrap up my comments, a little bit more on the more celebratory side, I guess, always remember where you came from. You are a permanent member of our Ferris family. Best of luck, Saxons class of 2018. It has been a privilege and honor to be your principal. Thank you. Now, before we present your diplomas, I believe our school board chairman would like to also share a few words of advice.
I promise to be quick, but as a member of the Ferris class of 1974, sharing graduation with you is always a special event for me. 40-some years ago, when I sat out in this audience, I never thought I would be up here as your school board president. Someday I'll retire, and I'm confident one of you will replace me. I recently had the opportunity to represent Ferris and Spokane Public Schools in Washington, D.C. with Superintendent Redinger, Mr. Schutz, when we accompanied your National Teacher of the Year, Mandy Manning, to receive her well-deserved reward. We were there as her cheerleader and fan club, but Mandy was the star of the show. Congratulations to Mandy and all the staff of Ferris, who are an amazing team. They all played an important role in helping you get to this point in your lives. Most importantly, they helped prepare you for your life ahead. Today is only the start of your learning journey. When I was in DC, I had a few hours to spare, so I headed to the Smithsonian. I spent an afternoon exploring the nooks and crannies of the National Art Gallery, taking the time to be inspired by some truly beautiful artwork. After walking miles of marble hallways, I decided to rest, and I headed to the snack station across from the gift shop in the basement. I did not expect that the lowly basement location was where I would actually come across the most inspiring thing in the entire museum. As I sat at my table, I looked across the room, and I came across a prominently displayed quote from one of the world's greatest artists. Most people think of Michelangelo as being a painter and a sculptor. Some know he was also an architect. However, what I learned that day was Michelangelo was also a prolific writer and a poet. He had an incredible mind. Michelangelo saw things differently than the people around him. He said he would look at a stone and then remove everything that was not an angel. The creations that flowed from his mind and his hands have amazed people for centuries. Michelangelo's most famous quotes are lengthy and eloquent, but the one that caught my eye that day was so simple that it was profound. It's that quote that I believe is an important one for us to consider today. Ancora imparo. Translated from the Latin, it means, I am still learning. What makes this quote so significant is that Michelangelo was 87 years old when he said that. By that age, he had already created artwork that is considered to be the most magnificent the world has ever known. By that point in his life, he had painted, sculpted, and designed buildings that are still cherished and visited by millions today. However, as accomplished as he was, at age 87, he said, I am still learning. He declared that he didn't know it all. Maybe it was because he believed there was more to learn that he was able to do so much. The 87-year-old man that had every right to sit and brag about what he had done actually saw himself as needing to learn more. Maybe that's how great minds become even greater. Then leap ahead a few hundred years to a more current and tragic example, Anthony Bourdain. The foodies in this audience know who I'm talking about. Anthony Bourdain was a best-selling author, a chef, a world traveler, and some would say a philosopher and a teacher. He brought a rich and fascinating perspective on life to those of us who watched his series because it was really about so much more than food. Today, the New York Times eulogized Mr. Bourdain. The article thanked him for what he gave us and said, The thing that made him such a good journalist was he accepted he didn't know everything. He assumed he might screw up, and he went into every encounter believing that people had something to teach him. If you watched his show, you know that he went to some of the most obscure parts of the world and ate with, talked to, and learned from people much less famous than himself. So graduates of all ages, as you leave here today, take this truth with you. You know a lot, but you don't know everything. None of us do. When Mandy Manning was interviewed on national television, she said she learns so much from her students every single day. You've learned great things from all the wonderful people in your lives who've helped you get here to this day. Be proud of what you know and what you will accomplish, but also be humble and recognize there's always more to learn. And sometimes it will happen in unexpected places, like the coffee shop in the basement of an art museum or a noodle stand on a crowded street in a poor city. Be patient and respectful of those who know less than you do, because after all, we are all still learning. Ancora imparo. Now, on behalf of the entire Board of Directors of Spokane Public Schools, it is my great pleasure to congratulate the class of 2017 and present you with your high school diplomas.
We'll go for 18. It's all right. Again, I want to thank you for being your principal, and most importantly, students, let's be real about this. Most importantly, the pleasure to learn beside you. Thank you. Now really is the time you've been waiting for. Superintendent Redinger, members of the Spokane Board of Directors, staff, parents, and guests. As the principal of Joel E. Ferris High School, I confirm that the candidates before you have successfully met the high school graduation requirements for both the Spokane School District and the state of Washington. Therefore, it is with the greatest of pleasure that I present to you the Ferris High School graduating class of 2018 for the purpose of receiving their diplomas. Thank you. You got helpers. The most important people right there. This is a great group. Blake Norman Hagan. Yes, right there. John A. Swartfager. Griffin Wessels. Go right over there, Griffin. There she is. Smile proudly. Anna Jean Dominin. Good job. Keep going. Hayden Matthew Cash. Next will be our valedictorians. Mallory Nicole Ansavino. Emma Elizabeth Arbanis. Zachary Joseph Armstrong. Nathan Samuel Biney. Emily Joanne Bope. Annika Catherine Briggs. Sage Renaud Forbush. Alexa Ashley Green. Savannah Mary Mather. Alexander On Wynn. Lauren Catherine Guthrie Podick. Paige Elaine Royston. Theodore Stockton Scrimshire. Megan Grace Stevens. Elena Catherine Stockdill. It's hard to be perfect, but they were. Just a little bit about these guys. They took rigorous classes. They're headed to just some great places all over the United States, including one at West Point Academy. We are sure proud of this group of people. Between them, there's about 86 AP classes passed. They're just a wonderful group. This is your time to take a picture really quick, but these are the valedictorians of the class of 2018. Congratulations.
I will be reading names for students who have earned a 3.75 cumulative grade point in 7 consecutive semesters. Andy S. Long. Morgan Riley McGovern. Emma Grace Hainsworth. Sean Douglas Agar. Samantha Lauren Brill. Shamrock Shay Campbell. Alex Timothy Lumsden.
Riley Marie Farrington. Cooper James Condell. Sarah Jean McMillan. Gabriella Noel Pickering. Ashley Yvonne Harrington. William Carl Vogt. Maxwell Thomas Farrington. Chloe Rose Delhomme. Johnny Lane Reeser. Vineha Malareddy. Mackenzie Lynn Ward. James Christian Gao. Meg Bates. Jasleen Core Baines. Eli Ransom Hines. Trevor Ray Collins. Chester Joe Croson. Emily Olive Cranny. Tyler Joseph Spink. Brandon Charles Packer. Annie Twee Nguyen. Todd Latham Bloom. Kendall Joy Fink. Kyle James Ream. Christina Grace Keepy. Michael Kenneth Irvin. Madeline May Olson. Haley Catherine Summers. Connor Eagle Lorenz. Asia Eloise Baker. Mary Liberty Smith. Emily Lynn Bunton. Carson William Holland. Connor James Bush. Victoria M.D. Fan. Chloe Rose Campbell. Anna Lynn Garrett. Jaden Eric Tesserick. Preston Stewart O'Neill. Mason Lund Trainum. Felicia Rhiannon Hebner. Emily Susanna Lunsford. Wilson Matthew Ladd. Evan Joseph Bush. Alexis Leanne Canilia. Manor Fatima. Noelle Antoinette Johnston. Lily Ann Shelton Zilstra. Ryan Jacob Thompson. Daniel John Lloyd. Benjamin Pierce Greenwood. Curtis Blake DeMille. Jamie Trin Wynn. Parker Joseph Henrich. Shailene Wynn. Abigail Noel von Bretthorst. Nathan Ryan Hallman. Abby Caitlin Scott. Emmeline Laree Crocker. Luke Andrew Skipper. Mallory Ann Johnson. Mackenzie Ryan Rolstad. Landon Wayne Butler. Here we go. Yulia Makalovna Belavis. Joseph David Rasky. Everett McLean Smith. Alexis K. Smith. Nicholas Edward Morin. Linnea Jeannie Cubley. Madison Heaven von Bretthorst. Mark David Felchin. Sophia Elizabeth Sicarelli. Ephraim Glushenko. Cooper Reed Quillen. Jacob Achille Sturpey. And Sarah Marie Sherfy.
Lily Rose Acevedo. JC Riley Adams. Kaylee Elizabeth Agnew. Nazar Ahmed. Ali W. Al-Amari. Abigail Jean Albrecht. Melanie F. Allen. Mujata Ba Altamami. Gabriel Eras Ani. Sean Michael Anderson. Malachi James Areta. Haley Renee Armstrong. Royal Alexio Armstrong. Andrew Chandler Trill. Cameron Jean Badner. Catherine Tamara Bakken. Yuri A. Balabanov. Abigail E. Barker. Kelsey Ray Barker. Luke Christopher Bazzano. RJ Kenneth Belanger. Tatiana L. Baristoff. Tatiana Lucia Bernal. Joseph Andrew Birkland. Connor David Black. Micah David Blower. John Nicholas Bogle. Mark Patrick Boston. Danny Jacob Boyd. Chelsea Faith Branham. Ethan Aaron Bailey Brazington.
Thanks.
Brandon Hunter Brislin. Braden Alexander Brumbaugh. Max Avery Buchanan. Matthew Michael Butterfield. Summer Rochelle Caballero. Nicholas Patrick Cafaro. Haley Christine Calkins. Felix Ernest Candelario. Cassidy Nicole Carricker. Savannah Lynn Carlson. Damian Jarrell Carter. Jordan Wayne Sorillo. Macy Ann Cheney. Madison Eve Christensen. Ryan David Christie. Tai Yip Chu. Clarissa Lee Cochran. Chase Weston Matthew Colbo. Smile. Rosetta Marie Coleman. Jackson Doyle Condry. Charlotte Isabella Critchlow. Jacob Michael Cunningham. Evan Neil Current. Ethan Richard Curtis. Ariel Nicole Cutler. David Christian Donis. Devin William Davenport. Joshua Easton Davis. Chandra Ann Dawkins. Dana Jacqueline Dawson. Honor Allen Day. Andrea Marie DeStefano. Brian Matthew Doneen. Jackson Thomas Dowd. Tom Hong Young. Armin Der Gutovich.
Madeline Rose Edminster. Samuel Clay Elliott. Sydney Ray Elwood. Avea Gloria Emerson. Jacob Lee Entwistle. Brian Theodore Fawcett. Hunter Jeffrey Ferguson. Kendrick Aaron Fay. Curtis James Fink. Kylie Alexis Flower. Kristen Nicole Foote. Jaquil Kashawn Fox. Guy Frederick. Caitlin Noel Fry. Eric David Fuston. Danny Patrick Garabedian. Anthony Nicholas Garvin. Trinity Danae Gary. Gafishi Gazabato. Jacob Matthew Gertis. Evan James Geim. Diana M. Genitulina. Anna Valentine Ganatko. Logan Kylo Haas. Elijah D. Hammer. Grayson C. Hampshire. Hannah Nicole Hansen. Blake Cronin Hansen. Hunter L. Harmon. Elsbeth Ann Harn. Jessica Ann Harple. William Anthony Harple. Jason Hassler. Kyle Matthew Havens. Liam Charles Haynes. Zachary Herschel Heimbigner. Orion Herdner. Addison Anna Hearn. Ian Connor Hicks. Jessica Nujik Ho. David Ty Hoblet. Alex Daniel Holmes. Juliana Rose Marie Howard. Madison Lene Huddleston. Jaden Allen Huter. Tyler Dean Hull. Mubasher Ishtiak. Cheyenne Curtisine Isom. Riley Alexander Jacks. Brooke Lynn Jennings. Alexandra Marie Johnson. Braden Abel Johnson. Bryce Dale Johnson. Trenton Michael Johnson. Tyler Nicole Johnson. Kenneth Allen Johnson III. Ethan Macklin Jones. Henry Morgan Jones. Jaden Thomas Jones. Charisma Ann Kelsey. Madison K. Kilby. Marshall Paul Kimball. Brooklyn Ashley Cottrell.
Joshua David Knott. Emily Ann Coons. Sojaya F. Koss. Patrick Ryan Kreft. Nicholas Anthony Kunkel. Isabella Louise Laylicker. Zachary Tyler Lampy. Michelle Lynn Lamford. Nathaniel Hunter Lapine. Alan Wayne Latimer. Nico Marco Lawson. Mackenzie Margaret Lever. Salin Marie Leifer. Hunter Leon Lewis. Peyton Ashley Lingo. Daniel P. Lippikin. Cameron James Liss. Garrett Matthew Little. Raymond Edward Lloyd Owen. Caden James Long. Brayshawn Devontae Bloom. Abigail C. Lewick. Everett Joel Lund. Casey Marie Morazzo. Alexis Charlene Marty. Colton Douglas Matheson. Veronica Renee McGeorge. Nicholas Patrick McGoldrick. Manuel Adrian Mendez. Hector Adrian Larios Mendoza. Paige Naomi Meyer. Leland Michael Moody. Colton Joseph Morrow. Tanya Morgan Murphy. Elijah Ray Murphy Sarmiento. Tristan Philip Murray. Kelsey Michaela Namick. Melissa Leanne Nelson. Alexandria Rose Nemitz. Chase Evan O'Connor. Colson William O'Connor. William Thomas O'Doherty. Andy O'Konovic. Joshua Carson O'Leary. Riley Paige Olson. Haley Ann Palmer. Nicholas John Parrish. Ethan Thomas Andrew Petefish. Clinton James Price. Michael Lynn Preen.
Jasmine Rose Ramirez. Brazil Monique Reeves. Kiana Reichlin. Derek Esau Rendon Trejo. Uriel Rendon Trejo. Braden Marcus Rue. Micaiah Lynette Reynolds. Jocelyn Marie Rich. Hi, Tyler. Tyler Michael Rich. Elise Claire Richardson. Cadence Braden Rolfe. Braxton Jason Romrell. Jordan Franklin Rosales. Caden Sean Rowley. Tashi Joelle Rush. Chloe Elizabeth Salinas. Kaylin Christine Salinas. Hunter Sanders. Marissa Lynn Sanders. Colton Mark Schaefer. Joseph Carter Shartung. Victoria Laree Shucker. Jaden Grace Schultz. Corinne Janor Scott. Aiden James Severn. Kayla M. Sharp. Erica Shirley. Mutathir Shakir. Connor Reed Simonson. Taylor Robin Skinner. Esther Skumatova. Carolyn Jade Slagle. Robert E. Lee Smith. Morgan Gabrielle Snyder. Eckler So. Alan Soka. Sebastian Hunter Spanu. Gavin Michael Styling. George Stell. Maxwell Charles Stewart. Hunter Isaac Stokes. Zachary R. Strauss. Winning Sue. Reed Justice Swigard. Benjamin Scott Taylor. Hannah Noel Taylor. Sienna Grace Taylor. Robert Earl Tensley Jr. Adam Kelly Thorstad. C. Thu. Dimitri Terzilli. Anna P. Topava. Bittner Torres. Cruz Angelo Tortorolo. Joseph Cade Tulu. Jacob Coleman Traxel. John Joseph Tresice. Corey Lynn Truitt. Matthew Ugrin. Joshua Christopher Ryan Ulrich. Catherine Ann Eufus. Thomas David Vandekar Jr. Joel Douglas Wagoner. Allison Ann Wagoner. Emily Ruth Waldo. Crystal Glory Wale. Jaden Preston James Walling. Bethany Watts. Catherine Therese Wavra. Jacob Thomas Weed. Maverick K. White. Savannah Nicole Wilcox. Madeline Joy Williams. Michaela Nicole Willis. Cameron Joseph Edward Wilson. Tyler James Wolf. Tavis John Wood. Parker John Wardell. Sarah Zach. James Jacob Zastro. Michael Del Zion. Michael Eli Gentaman. Hayden Rebecca Jeremiah. Tucker Aiden Kirkpatrick. Sarah Alexis Michael Bust. Marissa Alice Ribeiro. Noelle S. Story. Emma Tate Watson.
You wanted to sneak out, didn't you, as the staff? You're not going to tunnel? I believe the staff's going to sneak out and do a tunnel for the students. I think that's part of it. But it's my distinct pleasure to introduce to you the graduated class of 2018.